I'm in Auckland, Jeff. Still can't get the video up though. I seem to have lost it. Got the chat room.
Do you want to try? You have the chat room? You can see the chat room, but you don't see the video?
Yeah, but that's fine because if you can see me, then
Oh, we see you perfectly.
Yep. And somebody must have just came in the room with you.
that's
That's our proof that we are seeing you.
am I? That's Rich Chapman. He's saying I might be a bit close to the screen, but I can't tell. Is that right?
You look fine.
Or
No,
is
you
it all
look
good?
fine. You look actually good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I got 10 o'clock, right?
All right, so we are going to, what you're going to see now, Nicole, you won't see anything right now, Nicole. We're going to black out the screen for a moment, and I'm going to start the recording process. So I am blanking out the screen, and then when you hear us come back, then we are back with you. So here we go. We're going to start recording.
You're listening to eLearnChat, where talk is knowledge.
Hello and welcome to eLearnChat, our new podcast featuring prominent leaders, shakers and movers in the e-learning and training industry. Your co-hosts are Rick Zanotti and Terrence Wing. This episode of eLearnChat is brought to you by Relate Corporation at www.relate.com and by Liquid Learn at www.liquidlearn.com. Please visit our sites. Well, here we are. It is episode 11 of eLearnChat. We are now recording, and we've got a great show today. Today, our special guest is Nicole Fougere from Litmus, and we're all on the screen right now. How are you, Nicole?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
We are doing great, and our co-host, as always, is Terrence Wing. Hey, Terrence, how's it going?
Hi, everybody. Hey, Rick, I'll just take care of my administrative stuff like I always do. For those of you that would like to chat with Nicole, please do so in the justin.tv/relate corp, CORP chat room. And you can enter your questions or comments there. You can also enter questions or comments on Twitter at the hashtag #eLearnChat. That's ELEARNCHAT. And also, you have the option of watching simulcast of this show on here on Justin TV, as well as the ISD 2.0 Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/ISD20, and on the Liquid Learn site too. So I think that that about does all the announcements. Oh, and next week we have Corrine Ulbrich from Tandem Learning going to talk to us about augmented reality games. So we're excited about that show too. And Rick, I can't believe 11 shows we're in already.
11 shows, if you can believe it.
That's fantastic. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
So, Nicole, you are lucky 11.
That's awesome, actually. That's my my birthday is on the 11th, so
Yeah,
it's
great.
a good number.
Great.
Better buy a lottery ticket today.
And by the way, Nicole, congratulations. You're a new mom.
Yes, thank you.
You had a daughter.
Yeah, a little daughter 10 weeks ago today, so that's pretty exciting.
That's pretty good. And you getting sleep?
I am. She's been nice to us, and we're getting to sleep through the night. Well, for at least sort of from 11 till about 6 in the morning, which is perfect, really.
Oh, that's great. So, Nicole, you work with Litmus.
That's right. I work with the Litmus Learning Management System, based out of Auckland, New Zealand.
So how long have you guys been in business?
We've been going since the beginning of 2007, pretty much. So we're coming up around 4 years.
That's great. So how's business? Doing well?
Doing really well, actually. We've really found our feet in the last few years, and so everything's going really well. Our growth is straight up at this point.
In fact, I'm going to put up right now the Litmus website so people can see. Okay.
You know, while you're doing that too, I should say that if you're One of the great things I like about your website, Nicole, is that your blog isn't just about learning management systems. That although there's always some tangent that goes in there, but you really have a great scope around learning, around e-learning,
That's
and
right.
offer more
We do. Oh,
chatter in there.
sorry, you cut out for a
I
moment
think we
there.
lost you for a moment, Terrence.
Oh, sorry about that. I think you just keep turning me off, Rick. You don't want to hear from me. No, I was saying that I really enjoy your blog that's on litmos.com because you're not just focusing in on the LMS chatter, but you're also broadening your scope of content to, e-learning and learning in general too. So thanks for putting that information out there.
No problem. It's we started the blog to help out our customers and clients. Just a lot of people are new to e-learning and just need to get their head around the industry in general. So that's the idea behind, or that's how it started, was to have some design topics in there, have some just about the industry and events that were going on. And then also updates about our product, which we do put out there, but we try to make that quite light on the updates about Litmos because it is intended to be a blog that anyone could read.
Now, Rick and I always seem to have this conversation with our guests. You and I met via, and probably Rick too, but at this point, you and I had met via Twitter while playing one of Corrine Albersh's augmented reality games for one of the pre-conference events. I think it was at DevLearn. So that yet another connection that was made via Twitter, Rick.
I know, it's pretty amazing. There's definitely a lot of connections. I met Nicole also via Twitter. I think I followed her, and then I sent her a note saying, hey, you're going to be at eLearning. Let's get together. And she probably goes, who is this person? I'm being stalked. And we did actually meet for a couple minutes at eLearning, so that was fun.
Absolutely, that's right. I was thinking about that earlier, that I met Terrence, and I recognized him from his avatar on Twitter at the DevLearn in 2009, the DevLearn conference. So I saw him walking past and we had a quick chat about, which went straight into talking about LMSs, funnily enough. So, and similarly, saw him again and knew Rick at eLearn. So it's great. And Twitter has really really lessened the distance. That I do feel like I'm a little bit far away here, but at least with something like Twitter, I can meet people before I actually get up to conferences. So I have a little bit of foundation with them.
Now, are you, and I might be putting the cart before the horse here, but are you finding ways of incorporating Twitter or social media type tools into the Litmos platform?
We are not focused on that at the moment. We, over the last probably year and a half or 2 years, we've thought about it a few times, bringing in some kind of integration with Twitter. But for the clients that we have and our focus, which is the delivery of compliance training, we've found that the social side is not really a component that our current clients are looking for, and it may not potentially fit with what we're doing at the moment, but that's not to say we won't look at doing that in the future.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the platform, about Litmos?
Okay, so Litmos is a learning management system, as you've said, but when we started out building this platform, we looked around at some of the big players in our industry and gathered a lot of feedback and listened to what people were saying about learning management systems at the time, and it's not good. People don't like learning management systems. In fact, they pretty much hate learning management systems. Part of it, I suppose, has to do with actually having to do courses, but in general, there's some animosity towards them, and we looked at those big players, as I mentioned, and they have really behemoth systems that often are so fully featured you don't know exactly what you're doing, and in the time that you use them, you only ever kind of brush the surface of what they can do. And they're built with old technology, so they're a little bit clunky to use. And so when we built Litmus, we thought, right, we need to just start with a bare bones system. It's going to be web based. We need it to be light. People need to be able to log in and know exactly what to do. And we'll start with the bare bones and build the system out as we gather feedback from our users. And that's the way that we still build Litmus. It's continually under development, and it's based on the popularity of the requests that we receive from our trialists and our clients. So,
okay. And one of the problems with a lot of the big LMSs is that they are extremely expensive. The uptime, or actually to get them live, the implementation time is not short. We've known people implementing for 2 to 3 years for an LMS. Which is insane, because you think that the financial distribution, manufacturing, whatever software they have, usually goes in 6 months to less than a year, and that runs a whole company. And the LMS takes 2 to 3 years sometimes. Something's wrong with that picture. Not to mention, the LMS often costs more than the software that runs the whole company. Again, something's wrong with that picture. And I think that's where you guys have that great niche, that you're cost effective. It does everything it's supposed to do. And it works. What more could you ask for, right?
That's it. We've taken the technical pain away from people, so we support our own system. Another issue with those big systems you've mentioned that are installed on an organization's servers are that they have to support it themselves. So some portion of their IT team's time needs to be spent supporting a system that they're not familiar with, and when you have to go in and actually roll out training to a group of to an organization to actually use the system that they're going to be using for training, that to me rings alarm bells in my head. It shouldn't be that hard. You shouldn't have to do training to use a training system. So that's what we always keep in mind, is every time a new idea comes up, and we're thinking of, that's an idea that's come up a few times from our clients or from trialists, and we map out how we're actually building that feature or that function, and then strip it right back to make it to do it as in the most simple way possible, because I think everyone has an idea of how they would like things to roll out in their heads, and our clients especially think that they need a system that does X, Y, and Z. But once they actually get on there and start rolling out training, they realize that they didn't need all the fancy kind of frills and functions that they thought they did, that they really just need a simple system that's easy to use.
Now, it says you guys are the most user-friendly LMS. What makes it user-friendly?
Well, to start with, we've tried to make the system as intuitive as possible. So from the minute you log in after you've signed up for a free trial account, as an administrator, our interface is pretty clean and fresh. You should know exactly where you need to go from your login screen, and as far as we know, gauging on how much support we actually need to provide to our new trialists and to our clients. It's working, because the amount of support we provide it has turned out to be minimal, and it gets less and less the more changes and tweaks that we do to the system. So it's to do with a clean interface. We've worked on usability, and always reassessing any feedback that we have where clients say that something doesn't quite make sense the way that you'd navigate through a process. We'll look at that, revisit it, map it out, see if we can do that better. But I guess for the most part, our user-friendly system is based on how closely we listen to the feedback that comes in. So we're building a platform that's almost designed by its users. So designed by people that are actually working in in the training industry or in online learning. So,
We
we're ahead of the game there, I think.
we had a question here, but it looks like Rich had answered the question. Adam was